Wuthering Heights, Chapter 23. The rainy night had ushered in a misty morning. Half frost, half drizzle, and temporary brooks crossed our paths, gurgling from the uplands. My feet were thoroughly wetted. I was cross and low, exactly the humor suited for making the most of these disagreeable things. We entered the farmhouse by the kitchen way to ascertain whether Mr. Heathcliff were really absent, because I put slight faith in his own affirmation. Joseph seemed sitting in a sort of Elysium alone beside a roaring fire, a quart of ale on the table near him bristling like with large pieces of toasted oat-cake, and his black short pipe in his mouth. Catherine ran to the hearth to warm herself. I asked if the master was in. The question remained so long unanswered that I thought the old man had grown deaf and repeated it louder. "Nay," he snarled, or rather screamed through his nose. "Nay, ye may go back where ye come from." "Joseph," cried a peevish voice simultaneously with me from the inner room, "how often am I to call you? There are only a few red ashes now. Joseph, come this moment." Vigorous puffs and a resolute stare into the grate declared he had no ear for this appeal. The housekeeper and Hareton were invisible, one gone on an errand, and the other at his work, probably. We knew Linton's tones and entered. "Oh, I hope you'll die in a garret, starved to death," said the boy, mistaking our approach for that of his negligent attendant. He stopped on observing his error. His cousin flew to him. "Is that you, Miss Linton?" he said, raising his head from the arm of the great chair in which he reclined. "No, don't kiss me, it takes my breath. Dear me! Papa said you would call," continued he, after recovering a little from Catherine's embrace, while she stood by looking very contrite. "Will you shut the door, if you please? We left it open, and those detestable creatures won't bring coal in for the fire. It's so cold." I stirred up the cinders and fetched a scuttle full myself. The invalid complained of being covered with ashes, but he had a tiresome cough and looked feverish and ill, so I did not rebuke his temper. "Well, Linton," murmured Catherine, when his corrugated brow relaxed, "are you glad to see me? Can I do you any good?" "Why didn't you come before?" he said. "You should have come instead of writing. It tired me dreadfully writing those long letters. I'd far rather have talked to you. Now I can neither bear to talk nor anything else. I wonder where Zillah is. Will you," looking at me, "step into the kitchen and see?" I had received no thanks for my other services, and being unwilling to run to and fro at his behest, I replied, "Nobody is out there but Joseph." "I want to drink," he exclaimed, fretfully turning away. "Zillah is constantly gating off to Gimmerton since Papa went. It's miserable. I am obliged to come down here. They resolve never to hear me upstairs." "Is your father attentive to you, Master Heathcliff?" I asked, perceiving Catherine to be checked in her friendly advances. "Attentive! He makes them a little more attentive at least," he cried. "The wretches! Do you know, Miss Linton, that brute Hareton laughs at me? I hate him indeed. I hate them all. They are odious beatings." Kathy began searching for some water. She lighted on a pitcher in the dresser, filled a tumbler, and brought it. He bid her add a spoonful of wine from a bottle on the table, and having swallowed a small portion, appeared more tranquil, and said she was very kind. "Are you glad to see me?" asked she, reiterating her former question, and pleased to detect the faint dawn of a smile. "Yes, I am. It's something new to hear a voice like yours," he replied. "But I have been vexed because you wouldn't come, and papa swore it was owing to me. He called me a pitiful, shuffling, worthless thing, and said you despised me, and if he had been in my place he would be more the master of the Grange than your father by this time. But you don't despise me, do you, Miss—" "I wish you could say Catherine, or Kathy," interrupted my young lady. "Despise you? No. Next to papa and Ellen, I love you better than anybody living. I don't love Mr. Heathcliff, though, and I dare not come when he returns. Will he stay away many days?" "Not many," answered Linton, "but he goes on to the moors frequently since the shooting season commenced. You might spend an hour or two with me in his absence." "Do say you will. I think I should not be so peevish with you. You'd not provoke me, and you'd always be ready to help me, wouldn't you?" "Yes," said Catherine, stroking his long soft hair. "If I could only get papa's consent, I'd spend half my time with you. Pretty Linton, I wish you were my brother." "And then you would like me as well as your father," observed he more cheerfully. "But papa says you would love me better than him and all the world if you were my wife. So I'd rather you were that." "No, I should never love anybody better than papa," she returned gravely. "And people hate their wives sometimes, but not their sisters and brothers. And if you were the latter, you would live with us, and Papa would be as fond of you as he is of me. Linton denied that people ever hated their wives, but Kathy affirmed they did, and in her wisdom instanced his own father's aversion to her aunt. I endeavored to stop her thoughtless tongue. I couldn't succeed till everything she knew was out. Master Heathcliff, much irritated, asserted her relation was false. Papa told me, and Papa does not tell falsehoods, she answered pertly. My papa scorns yours, cried Linton. He calls him a sneaking fool. Yours is a wicked man, retorted Catherine, and you are very naughty to dare to repeat what he says. He must be wicked to have made Aunt Isabella leave him as she did. She didn't leave him, said the boy. You shan't contradict me. She did, cried my young lady. Well, I'll tell you something, said Linton. Your mother hated your father, and now then. Oh, exclaimed Catherine, too enraged to continue. And she loved mine, added he. You little liar! I hate you now, she panted, and her face grew red with passion. She did, sang Linton, sinking into the recess of the chair and leaning back his head to enjoy the agitation of the other disputant who stood behind. Hush, Master Heathcliff, I said. That's your father's tale, too, I suppose. If it isn't, you hold your tongue, he answered. She did, Catherine, she did. Kathy, beside herself, gave the chair a violent push and caused him to fall against one arm. He was immediately seized by a suffocating cough that soon ended his triumph. It lasted so long that it frightened even me. As to his cousin, she wept with all her might, aghast at the mischief she had done, though she had said nothing.